absolutely gorgeous audience this is. And I really felt like I needed to stand up for Senator McPhedran. I am standing here today because of women like Senator McPhedran, because of women like Lynn Zimmer, because of women like Ann Farquharson, because of women like Miriam Monsef, and we cannot forget who went before us and charted territory so that we can stand here now. So, I'm standing here looking out at so many of these faces, many of which are familiar to me from this community. And I see a group of some of the most resilient people I have ever met. And I should know, I do actually work in resilience. I'm a psychotherapist, I'm an educator, and I'm a researcher currently investigating how frontline healthcare workers develop resilience. And I've learned a few things along the way. I want to share something. There's a story that we keep telling about resilient women. She overcomes, she persists, she carries what others cannot. She shows up for her family, for her friends, her colleagues, her patients, her clients, her customers, even when the systems around her are failing, even when she is running on empty, even when she has been told over and over again to just try harder. We celebrate her. We give her awards. We call her unstoppable. We call her girl boss. And then we send her back in. And I want to name what that actually is. Because when we celebrate individual women for absorbing what broken systems should be fixing, we are not actually empowering her. We are asking her to pay with her own body, with her mind, and her spirit for a debt that isn't hers. That is not resilience. That is an untenable demand. And it is one of the most insidious ways that inequity sustains itself. By making the people it disadvantages responsible for managing the very consequences of that disadvantage. How many of you have been told to lean in, to practice better self-care, to prioritize yourself? Along the way, we've been told to sleep more, drink water, practice gratitude. What else have you heard? What else have you been told? Eat more protein. Eat more protein. I saw the most hilarious meme the other day that said, I have endured more peer pressure to eat protein in my 50s than I ever did to take drugs when I was a teenager. Eat more protein. Yeah. Go for a walk. Take a... Smile more. Yeah? Don't worry about it. There's nothing wrong with this advice. This is great advice. This can be excellent advice. But it is advice that is nearly impossible to follow when we are also holding up the broken system with our bare hands. The research on this is unambiguous. It's research I'm proud to be a part of. Even the most resilient people cannot sustainably function inside of environments that were not designed to support them. And I am here to tell you that no amount of self-care, boundary setting, or leaning in is going to change that. So this is the question that I want us to consider today, the question that I think can lead us toward change. What would it look like if we stopped asking women to be more resilient and started building or rebuilding systems that actually deserved our resilience. Not systems that extract, systems that restore. Not environments that demand, environments that enable. Not systems that offer platitudes for women who survive, but communities that are genuinely designed for women to thrive. This is a different kind of moving onward. I'm just one woman here today making a case for change. Throughout the rest of our time together, you're going to hear it from so many voices, each one of those voices a thread. Together, hopefully, something strong enough to hold. Myself and my dear friend Jill Henderson from Red Oak Pathways, we have already been and are going to be continuing to take notes throughout our time together, trying to gather up all of those threads of connection so that we can leave here today with something stronger, something collective. Because that's the work, isn't it? A single thread can hold very little, but braided together with care, with intention, with the kind of honesty that only happens when women feel safe enough to speak, these threads become strong, something worth returning to. A tethered connection that reminds us we are not carrying this alone and never have to again. And maybe that's exactly how systems change. Not from the top down, through policy and mandate alone, but from moments like this one, inside of community. When we are angry at the system, we have to turn to community. When we are mad at the empire, we have to turn to family. Women in a room creating something stronger than what they walked in with. Building together the kind of system that holds people up rather than asking them to hold everything alone. That's what resilience looks like when it belongs to all of us. And I can't wait to hear from everybody else. Thank you.